What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lil Man, the Snapstar, back at it again with another military related video. In today's video, as y'all can see in the title, man, we're gonna talk about a MEPS consult slash the waiver process, and we're just gonna hop right on into it just like that. So without any of the extra talking, let's get into the video. Okay, so first off, let's talk about what is a MEPS consult. If you made it this far in the process, a MEPS consult is basically, depending on what you're going for, usually like for your eyes, like you do LSK or LASIK. I don't know why I call it LSK. LASIK, PRK, that's what it was. PRK, and or you can go for a psych evaluation, which I had to do at a point in time. And basically, I'm gonna speak on the psychological part. It's basically like you go meet with like a therapist, like, you know what I'm saying, or a psychologist and stuff like that. Basically, if you ever been to a therapy or a counseling session, that's all it is. You go in there, you talk for like 30 minutes or however long it is. You go back to MEPS, and that's what it is pretty much. Now, as far as like your LASIK and PRK and stuff like that, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's probably like the same. You just meeting with an eye doctor, whatever the case may be. But when I went to the MEPS consult, if you're going for like any of these consults, you will be sitting and waiting all day long. So if you have to be at an appointment at, let's say, 9 or 10, I think I went one time, it was like 11 maybe or 12ish when I had to go. And mind you, you are at MEPS at like 5:45. So I didn't do anything but check in and sit in the USO and wait until it was time for me to go to the MEPS consult. My MEPS consult was like I think it's not at MEPS. It wasn't at MEPS. I actually went to like somewhere that was close by. Had to get on like a shuttle bus with a driver and stuff like that. They had to wait. It was just like, it was cool. It was pretty chill. But that's pretty much it about the MEPS consult. I'm pretty sure you can, you know, Google and or find any other YouTubers that does like go more in depth. But it really, just for my experience or whatever, it really wasn't that much like to like, oh, we had to sit down and like really go through this shit. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's about the consult. Now let's talk about waivers. Now waivers is a special request to let you either take the, you know, go to MEPS and take the physical and or join your respective branch of service. So with me, I had to do plenty of freaking waivers because I had to get an ADHD waiver. Now with ADHD, ADD, or any of those mental, let's say, I'm gonna just say mental issues or whatever like that, it's gonna be hard and it's also gonna be easy. It depends on actually your own situation. So with my situation, you know what, I was gonna do a story time. Anyway, with my situation, I was on ADHD medication in high school. So therefore, you don't need to be on the medication, like, I think it's past 14. It's what they was telling me because you're considered an adult. It was some wild shit. But anyway, the waiver process is basically, hey, you got the 2807, that yes no questionnaire you fill out at your recruiter station, and it's all the same across the board. So if you have any yeses to any of the questions, you got to provide documentation. So say you have a disqualifying, my bad, I be making up words, a disqualifying issue. Like say with me, it was ADHD, I took medication, so I had to provide medication, not medication, but proof that I wasn't on this stuff. Had to have all this, you know, documents. So therefore, after you do that, if it's permanently disqualifying, they might not even process you, because at the same time, it also depends on your recruiter. So luckily I had recruiters that didn't mind working waivers. So when I turned this paperwork in, it's like, yo, you know, you about to get disqualified for this. Then they're gonna tell you about their protocol of like, well, with the Army at the time, it was you have to be off the medication for at least 2 years and this and that. And then, you know, Air Force, I think it's like 15 consecutive years, like months, which is like a year and some change. So like, yeah, so if you meet those protocols or standards that they're asking for, then you might be good. But then also, another thing is you want to take in consideration how long you took the medication and what type of like Adderall, or if you took, you know, Adderall or whatever, you know, was it like Ritalin? Yeah, if you took any of those type of ADD or ADHD medications. So now they're gonna send it up to MEPS. Of course, it's gonna get disqualified. So if they send their 28, they send like the pre-screen, the medical pre-screen up to MEPS before they even like, we're gonna send them up. So the medical would come back saying, hey man, they DQ'd you, they're not gonna accept it. So now it's up to your branch to get you this waiver to go to MEPS. Now when they come back and say, you know what, if the Army, Air Force, whatever branch you're joining says, you know what, bump what MEPS is talking about, we're gonna get you in here. So now it goes higher up to like, I want to say like their doctors or whatever, and then it was like, we're gonna get you in. So basically what I had to do with the Air Force, my waivers went from like, I passed to go to MEPS, but I got disqualified at MEPS, which means I didn't even get to, I was disqualified. It was either temporary or permanent. So they was like, it said permanently disqualified. So with that being said, the liaison or whatever branch you're going to would like either write up a waiver to send up to the top doctor of the branch. So my stuff went up to the Surgeon General of the United States Air Force, and he wrote back saying approved. So I was accepted. So then, of course, you're going to go back to MEPS and it's going to have all these disqualifications, which are fine because they got to update your paperwork and all that. And that was it. And the waiver process can take a hella long time depending on what waivers you need. You got moral waivers, you got dependent waivers, you got tattoo waivers, you got like medical waivers. But it's a lot of freaking waivers that I can, them like the main four I want to say. But you can like get a damn near waiver for damn near anything. But like I said, it depends on your situation. Like you got a broken leg, just make sure if you feeling like you're gonna need a waiver or you feel like you're gonna get disqualified, make sure before you even go to your recruiting station that you look at all the medical yeses and disqualifications for your branch. So like I said, all the branches are the same but different at the same time. So it's like it's crazy. So with that being said, like make sure if you broke your arm in high school playing basketball, football, whatever, you make sure you got the documentation said I'm fully healed, this and that, I'm good. It was 18 years ago, it was 7 years ago, it was however, and go from there. And if you got like asthma, make sure you got all that stuff taken care of too, because some of I think it's if you have a use your inhaler after 13 or 14, you might be disqualified or is disqualified. I don't know if it's permanent or temporary, because you could be temporarily disqualified, and it's not a bad thing because it's temporary. Permanently means like, hey bro, it's dead. You're not even fit. So honestly, like I said before in one of our previous videos, if you have to get a waiver to get into the military, I'm gonna just say you're not fit for the not fit for the military, but fit to be in the military. Because if you didn't have to get a waiver, then it's like that's the type of person they're looking for, the person that they don't have to be a liability for, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a bad thing if you get your waivers. Congratulations, because it's hard. Because like I tried the Army for so long, and then once I seen that the Air Force was doing ADHD waivers and shit back in 2018, I still was like so gung-ho about the Army. But then again, it was like, okay, the Air Force is my second chance, my second option. Maybe I should look into that. And here it is, like, this was 4 years later. I looked into it, now I'm here. Well, I lied. I tried to get in the Air Force in 2016, but I couldn't get in because of my credit. But then I was like, left it alone. But now I'm here, about to join, and it's about to be a phenomenal thing. So if you got any waiver questions, I can still try to help you out the best way I can, give you some words of encouragement, or even, hit you up in your DMs and we can talk on the phone, or, whatever the case may be, and like get a more one-on-one type thing. But if you like what you saw, please leave a like, subscribe, comment if you're new. And if you're going to the military, let me know what branch you're going to. So shout out to all y'all. And that's pretty much it. STARLifeTV, we out. Yeah.